Hello and welcome. This is my first, maybe only, I don't know, uh, Dungeons Defenders 2 video. I just wanted to show off a bit of the Countess. I have a pet, Krampus Leash, with hero damage and hero health. I built her with counter attack, robust, and swap damage. On a snake skin, I have no hero swap damage, and the weapon I have is just a light weapon. The health on it is bad, but I'm looking for a nice and fast weapon before I build her, and I'm gonna use cannons with controller, piercer, and defense rate. I know some people dislike controller due to wyverns, C9, and but I still use them because I like just throwing phoenixes and burning them and getting that extra damage. And I'm gonna do a nice safe build on the Wild West. I'm gonna choose the Wild Westival. It's a nice map to farm because it's reasonably fast, and it gives us tokens, reroll tokens. I'm gonna do a public match. Uh, I lowered all my game resolution, and it's not even widescreen because my PC is not that good. But when I'm not recording, it runs smoothly. But I wanna show off a little bit of the Countess, majorly her buffs, her tower buffs, and this build setup that I've been using. I've been farming C9 on public matches with 4 people, and it's pretty safe. I like to do public matches, so I start right here at the edge of the range. I put one tower, two slightly in front, another back, and I put on my boost tower and my pylon. Yeah, I'm sorry if this video is laggy, but it's the best I can do. I really wanna share this build so people can farm C9 easily with 4 people. Waiting for people to come in, and they're all pretty high level ascension. I usually get newbies. This is cool. So my setup goes a little bit like this. My pylon. I'm sorry. I am kinda nervous. I'm hoping this video won't be too laggy and you can properly see this build. But even if it's not, it's like the 3rd time I'm trying to record, so I'm gonna post this on YouTube anyway, so people can at least know what I'm talking about. Cause I've been having a lot of people coming in the game and they assume I'm like a super knowledgeable dude, but this build is pretty simple. I put on my I really hope that you can see this. I'm gonna put my buff beam like this on a V shape. Put this buff beam straight ahead. And now it's time for the reflect beams. I put on one covering the front here. Here I put up on the left side, because these throwers will have a straighter lane while these throwers will have to move. Same goes here, a little bit to the right and a little bit far from the towers, so that the kobolds can dive on it without hurting the towers. And this is the only upgrade it needs. And now that there are 4 people, I'm gonna type. Well, people don't know this build. I'm gonna say bot lane doesn't need upgrades. Safe. No bosses spawn there. Upgrade near core, please. And then I'm gonna G that. And now we wait. Okay. So what happens now? The Countess buff is amazing. As you can see, this has 26.9 million DPS. Once Countess buff is on, it's now 47.8 or 45.6, 53. I guess someone is using that build chart that increases it. But yeah, so buff off goes down to 26 million, 28. Someone is using the shards that increase the defense damage. I am not. I should later try if I want to focus on the buffing side, but I was planning on doing some DPSing on her. Turns out not that good of DPS, but yeah. So the thing is, I like to... Oh damn, it's laggy while recording. I just like to shoot my phoenixes and proc the burning strike so the controller hits harder. And you see, when I stop the buff, it only gives a 10-second delay instead of a 20. And now that this lane is over, I switch over to my Eevee and do a small circuit. It is kinda laggy with 4 people and recording, so I really hope this little video is watchable later. So I usually grind on public matches, so if you see me online as Dr. Fantasy, just shout out, join my game. So since there's swap damage, every time I go after the mana and switch back, the swap will be active. I just wish there was a timer of the swap bonus. And see, I turn it off, and since phoenixes were on their way, it went straight to 8 seconds, and now I can turn on again. And why am I turning on and off? Because it drains considerably more as the longer you have it active. So it starts draining like 1 or 2 mana per second, then 5, then it comes to a point where it's draining like 30-40 mana per second, and you can't hold it any longer. See, now I'm 50 mana and I turn it off. But since I got the shards to decrease the what do you call it, the cooldown. So when I turn it off and there's enemies coming, pretty much is enough to get it back. And there it goes. And 4 enemies left. Time swap back to the EV and do the little circuit around it. So the only problem I have is rollers, because I reset it a couple of days ago, like 3, maybe 4 days ago, and I don't have a built DPS. I've been investing lately on the... So I'm gonna focus on the 3 in front, because they take mini buses. So I've been investing on the Countess, on the DPS side of the Countess, and unfortunately when I tried Ember Mount, the Phoenix couldn't do enough damage on me and I couldn't do enough damage on the Phoenix. So her DPS is considerably lower than you would suspect, but her buffs are amazing, since she can also put on quite a nasty buff on the heroes that are with her. I suspect if I have HD Merc or Huntress with the new bow. Oh, there you go, a ruler. So I usually charge straight through, and unfortunately, so there we go. So I charged through him and gained the debuff, the the buff that reduces damage, and I deal damage to it, and then I turn around, buff up. I'm not gonna go pick up that mana. I go buff up, do a Drago Lich, and then smack him. But yeah, it's a four player C9 roller, so it's not an easy. Oh, see, the range on her aura is also huge. So if you turtle up, it's amazing. So I suspect when this gets around, onslaught players with on high floors will get her buff on the mini bosses when they go past their encroaching flames and petrify combo. They will use this buff to ridiculously increase the damage dealt. See, there's a C9 ogre, just melted. Oh, there's a Tusker. Unfortunately, my buff is gone. And buff. Come on. Ah, there we go. There you go. As soon as buff comes up, the towers just deal like twice the amount of damage. Is something amazing. And let me just put on my EV. Go pick up this green mana. So yeah, this lane, bottom lane, pretty safe. This whole build is pretty safe. Doesn't even require you to have a Countess. It's just fun to buff up on a turtle build. But you can like use your Huntress, use your DPS of choice. Just hold these bosses on these two lanes, cause on round 5 the third boss will go up there, and when it comes it has a pathway on the rail, and if you're lucky it's a roller or something, it will just get smacked and one-shotted when the train goes by. So this is pretty much it. It's a pretty safe build. Heard the Countess is a great support character, but don't try using her for DPS. I probably regret doing all that counterattack stuff. Probably will use it on something. I don't know. Barb maybe. Not sure. So here's an example. There's a Plaguing Hulk coming by, and he will need to go through the rails there. And if they didn't kill him before, he would get on the rail and probably die. So in this map, besides giving you very nice tokens, you can have some fun DPSing if you got the Countess. It's pretty AFK with her buffs. I just wanted people to know that her buff is amazing. I'll give you one last like 30 seconds. So you see 43 million DPS. Once her buff is active, goes up to 72.9 million DPS, and that is a ridiculous buff. It's so good. From 46 to 73. That's 19 million DPS buff. So that's about it. That's what I wanted to show you. I'm gonna replay this because I wanna grind. So this is what I wanted to show off. I hope this video is good and not too laggy, but I did my best. I can't do a better thing with the computer I have, but I hope I helped people with a nice safe build for C9 with 4 people, so we can all enjoy some nice loot, C9 loot, and the reroll tokens. I'll see you later. Maybe I'll do another safe build. I like Molten Citadel too. It's pretty safe, but I'm full of cluster right now, and so this is why I chose this one. Well, see you next time. Bye bye.